Okay, good evening, Ghana. Good evening, everybody. Pache is saying, F1, or today, never mind. Um, yeah, day, everybody, welcome. So, I have a question for every Ghanaian, and also I have a question for even people in America. If you are voting for any political candidate this year or any particular candidate this year, what motivates you to support your candidate of choice in this year's election? Or what makes you attracted to a specific candidate? For example, in Ghana, what makes you want to vote for NDC candidates who are John Mahama and Professor Nana Jane, or NPP's political candidate who are Dr. Baumia and Nap uh, Napo, Dr. Prempe. So here I would prefer that if you respond to this question through a text or through a comment or any message, it should be civilized, it should be politically and analytical and not insulting and not what's the correct way to say, and not hate, no hatred here. So I'm asking Ghanaians, what are your choices of candidate and why? Because one thing we can talk of is that the two political parties has been the main or the major political parties in Ghana that are always interchanging power. Like when NDC gives power to MPP, the next few years it might be MPP again. So far, no any other parties like CPP has been successful. So if 2024 election, as they claim, is very critical, what influence your decision making in voting for any of these political candidates, and why will you choose one over the other? For example, I believe in social democracy. I believe that any political party, be it in America, in Ghana, in Europe, Asia, worldwide, political parties, when given the power, should represent the people and not just their political affiliates only or fans. They should represent the entire country, the entire um, citizenry of that particular geographical location by using the resources the country provide to what? Uh, Provide needs for the people, provide amenities, services, of all time. I mean, you know what I'm talking about: education, healthcare, roads, water, electricity, housing, jobs, social security, retirement plans, and then the economy. How well the economy is performing is based on how much the political party in power can what can I won't use the word influence, can run the economy or can govern the economy so that it will what? It will run well and support everybody's need. Not just one side like private companies, private institutions or private individuals, but like in a whole, everybody living in those countries will be able to do their business, go to jobs, have any financial freedom through whatever they do. Be it a private institution, private businesses, public institutions, people who work under all these institutions should be able to survive or live a comfortable life because of the government empowers ability to use the resources available to evenly distribute it to everybody's need, right? For example, in America, I can say their government is doing well, but it's not perfect. The American government for the past 2 years have witnessed an extraordinary inflation, which has led to a lot of like cost of living. So if we have a system of government that allow the government to make policies or change policies that will help bring down the inflation, like the American government, the feds, the federal government have always thinking what I think it's every 6 months uh, came out with policies to cut down inflation by cutting down the rate. They cut down rates, and then it helps in either bringing down the inflation, or sometimes they are not successful. The inflation will still keep rising or stay stagnant. So everywhere we are, we should be able to have an intellectuals who are willing to lead the country. And if you do get the chance, you should be able to make policies and governance that help your economy grow, your economy move well, and this will allow people to have that freedom of what? Living. We are not saying you are going to achieve that perfect goal where if a country have let's say 2 million population, 300 million population like America, 330 million. Every single person should have that freedom of living, but at least majority of the people will live well, and you will still have that class where we have what? The 3%, the 10%, and then we have the middle class, and then we have the lower class, or whatever titles we are given. But at the minimum, everybody will have like the minimum wage, that when you do secure a job, you will be able to what? Survive, or live on that little minimum wage. The next thing will be, if you're a government and you are given an opportunity, at what level can you understand or feel the pain the citizens are really going through, right? Like, for example, how do the president of America don't know that cost of living is rising in America? Does he go to the grocery shop to see prices of goods, or does he have a group of people who really understand what is going on the ground and come to inform him, and specifically he knows that okay, this is what is really going on? So that's my question right now. And the question is, at what level do at what level does any ruling government understand the hardship, not to say hardship, but like the real cost of living, especially prices of goods and little commodities that people use daily? Okay, Does government officials really know how much rent is in a particular city or area? Does the government official really know or really understand the prices of gas in every city or every state? You know, do they know now it's just a comparative number? They are comparing numbers to government officials. So when you bring that to Ghana, like Ghana government, when do you guys go on the ground from your expensive SUVs and see the real problems Ghanaians are going through, like step by step, by going to Cantonment Market, going to a market in Kaswa, going to um, a market in Medina to really see on the ground, even if you have to disguise yourself and see the price of goods. Ask an ordinary Ghanaian, why are you not able to feed your family every day? And don't politicize this. Go to the ground, find the numbers, and you know that okay, this is really what's going on. This is not a political propaganda. Then you make policies that will help bring down these prices of goods without politicizing it. This will help a lot. This will help greatly with our cost of living and the real factors that are influencing the prices of goods, the real factors that are influencing poverty, hunger. These are things politicians are voted for to go to the offices, use their voices as a representative of the people, and influence how things are done at the government or the federal level so that people on the ground will feel either the positive or the negative. People don't just vote. People don't just get up and go and vote. Oh, maybe I like candidate A, so let me vote for. People vote because at a certain level, maybe they have had an influence that this guy can be a good policy maker, and his policies will help our everyday life get better. So when people have that trust and vote for you, it is not time for you to go there and waste time, or maybe like have policies that doesn't benefit them. It's disheartening that people will trust that okay, if we vote Mr. Lanyon into power, he is so caring, he is so kind, he's so aware of what it is to be a middle class, or should I use the word, a poor person from a community. So therefore, he will stand by what he know on the ground and talk to the government in power that look, we need to let food prices be $5 for, let's say, a bag of rice, so that an ordinary citizen can what, buy rice and feed his family, the basic commodities. We need to make sure that a single room does not cost more than $1,000. The highest a single room should be maybe $800, 900, depending on what that single room is comprised of. Is it single room with bathroom and kitchen without it sharing? So these are things when people trust politicians, they are looking up to you, that when we vote for you, you will go to the government and speak on their behalf. Even if you don't succeed, you should be able to at least bring these policies so that if you do have a chance, it will what, greatly impact them for their everyday living. Because guess what, an ordinary person have concluded that I'm not going to be a politician. Therefore, I will live here, and politicians will have to make decisions that affect me and my children and my family. Therefore, I'll be selective of who I choose, so they go and represent us. Most people don't want to be in politics. They just want a representative that will have what? The same the same agenda as they are, and represent them and speak on their behalf. So my question today is, at what level does the government know the cost of living on the ground? I know everybody will just sit in the offices of any government office and say, oh, my people are going through ABCD. We can all say that. Going through, what do you mean going through? How much is it? Did somebody tell you that through phone call and email, or through a text, or have you been at the market yourself? Have you been at the grocery shop? Have you been at a deli to buy a coffee, and that coffee costs $2? Have you been to a pizza shop to buy a pizza, and that pizza costs $3.50? And you yourself say, no, this pizza should have cost only $1 or $2. Especially when we categorize or zoning, we zone some places that this is a low income zone, which affects the living conditions of these places, because car insurance will be expensive because this zone is considered low income or high risk area. So why then should a pizza located in these places cost $3.50? That's my question. If a place is considered a low income, why would amenities in that area cost more than it's supposed to be at a middle class location? So that's one question I would like politicians to think and fight for. I'm not saying it's easy. Think and fight for, and if you are able to achieve the aim, you help people at the ground level by understanding what that will be yourself first. Okay? All right. So that's my point for today, and I hope that we will deliberate this type of questions for a future that we all want for our families and our children and our countries and our what? Maybe continents at large. Again, my name is Daniel Kofi Lanyan, and today I was live just to ask questions. If you agree with me, and I said it, if you agree with me as a Ghanaian, have these questions in mind before you vote for December 2024. If you are an American voting for Kamala Harris or Donald Trump, ask yourself these questions before you come to a conclusion on who to vote for and why you are voting for them. Thank you and peace out. I hope you like my analysis to my own questions, and I hope we all fight for the betterment of our future and our countries. Thank you. Peace out.